By the end of this video, this is going to be the cleanest, tidiest home renovation site you've ever seen. It currently looks like this. Oh boy. And so that's all going to change because we have the lovely people coming to finish installation of the aircon in 3 days, and they need to be able to access a lot of different parts of the house, also without any significant trip hazards or thinking that we are complete messes. We also have to install the back door, the French doors, which Danny has been painting throughout the week. And then I'm sorry to say that there will be some more plastering. Let's see what we find while cleaning up. There's been a slight change of plans on the cleaning. In trying to vacuum up the dust and all the plastering dust, is actually just going straight through the hoover and out behind you. So we're gonna have to go buy a filter and a bag or bags to be able to continue doing proper cleaning. So Danny's gonna hang the doors. I'm gonna pivot and expanding foam in the gaps around the door and at the bottom of the kitchen walls so that nobody can come in or out, little critters, once the kitchen's already installed. I've been reading the instructions for this foam filler spray, and it says shake the can, blah, 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 blah. And then I've got a little glued tab. Oh, come on. Give it to me. Oh my God. Jesus. A little protective gloves inside the lid. Cute. Hey Danny.
Yeah?
You want to do something fun? So I've read the instructions, and I know that usually fun things don't start with reading instructions, but since we're not going to use the rest of this can, it says dispose of excess product by extruding into plastic garbage bags. Would you like to participate in free-form extrusion? Oh. Danny doesn't like fun.
Danny's in the zone.
Danny's in the zone. You get a lot in one can. 3 hours until we can cut it. Then we can put cabinets against those walls to get them out of the way. To have space for the ductwork. If you know, you know. Another one, but if you know, you know. That one's for the more recent viewers though. If you thought maybe it wasn't really so bad dust-wise up here, look at that. This has only been here for 2.5 weeks. I've vacuumed this side, and that's how it was before. When I tell you there's so much plaster dust in this house, it's just a part of our soul now. Ooh, found $10. And on that $5 note, we're finishing for the day. I've got this big container of garbage to take down to the wheelie bin and a couple of bits and pieces to take downstairs to clean up and get into the shed. Just some weird stuff happening up here. Anyway, all sorted, and we'll be back for more tomorrow. Good morning. Today's a day where we could definitely be a bit more energetic, but this house won't renovate itself. Oh, I had an ouchie with when I moved this yesterday. I picked it up and got pinched in at the back there. That was not my favourite experience. More screws. If you know, you know again. I think that's the third one. Oh my god, are we starting to have been doing this long enough to be getting in jokes? I'm not mad about that. Alright, so Danny put all the lights in the blue room, and he put the plug sockets in. I don't want to hear about how many plug sockets we have, because we put what we thought was too many in downstairs when we renovated, and it's not enough. Also, this room is going to be like an office, and it's going to have the seedlings in here, so it's going to need a lot of power. He also put the downlights in here. Unfortunately, we had a bit of a problem with the location of the wires up there, so we do have 2 holes to patch in here. We have to do the whole ceiling in here, so that's kind of okay. We had a nice big clean, and this is looking super tidy and nice. Really happy with that. The ducts are going in on this wall, so we don't have to worry about, well, like we kept all that stuff to the side. So we're going to move these boxes into the blue room, and then we'll go on to plastering. Also, look how good the doors. Hey, no cat flap in there for you. Cinnamon, hey. All right, let's get into it. I think I had kind of gaslighted myself into thinking there was no more plastering to do, even though I knew there was, and then I knew that there was like a bit of a time frame on it because I needed to finish the plastering for the aircon. It's funny how time will continue going on, and if I don't do the thing that needs to be done over time, it won't be done, and then the time will come when it needed to be done, and it's like, oh shit, I need to have done that thing. Shocking. I'm about to tell you something extremely embarrassing. I am disgusted with myself, and I'd like to apologise to my friends and my family for this shameful act. But I ran out of plaster, and I only had like from here down to go on this wall. And so I collected plaster from that spot that was still wet that I dropped earlier, and that spot, and used it to fill in the base of that corner. But it also means that we're done with the first coat on everything, so sorry, not sorry. Worth it. Of course, we had a nice clean workspace before, but one of the quickest ways to turn your home renovation site from a clean home renovation site into an untidy one is to just do more works with power tools. Alright, we are done. We got through a lot this weekend, and it looks like we've done a lot as well, which is always satisfying, because sometimes these days when it's just coats and coats of plastering and coats of paint, it doesn't always look like there's a result of the work that we've been doing. Let me show you. So Danny finished the doors and installed them and pinned them from the outside until we get a lock. Then he put up this wall of plasterboard. I finished the first coat of plaster on this wall and on this corner, so that's all nice and plumb and filled in and everything. Third coat on the ceiling here, which means it's ready for sanding and painting from tomorrow afternoon onwards. I cut the foam from all around the edges here, so that's ready for basically clean, and then cabinets can be pushed against that once the plumbers have come and moved this gas outlet. We talked about that in our last episode, that we need to move it further down here to fit inside this corner cabinet going here. Off camera, I did the second coat of plaster in this room. Oh, by the way, yes, clear. Look at this clear, tidy area. It's beautiful. I think we actually did everything we planned to do at the beginning. And look, I guess it might not be the cleanest home renovation site you've ever seen, but it's definitely the cleanest ours has ever been, and I'm really happy about that. Like that kind of Hoover. Yeah, this stuff is sticky, but it's not like that sticky. But it's very sticky to me. Oh, must just like me. One can could have been perfectly the right amount if I was competent at this thing from the first time that I did it. Oh shit, I actually needed to do that plastering.